Good afternoon, and welcome to the 24th Annual Richmond Community Schools Celebration of Excellence. We're pleased to be able to return to somewhat of an in-person celebration as we have guests in Civic Hall practicing social distancing. We're also having this afternoon's event broadcast live thanks to Jim Russell, RHS radio and TV teacher. Today, we honor a few of the many individuals who represent dedication, excellence, and commitment to education, and who help make RCS a great place for students to grow and learn. At this time, we ask that you join me in a moment of silence in honor of Laura Toby from Dennis and Kathy Parker from Hibberd, who we lost this past school year. Thank you. The people we're honoring today are representative of the many deserving RCS employees throughout our district. At this time, all building, I'm sorry, we've already done that. Seated on the stage today are our Teacher of the Year candidates. We also have Jennifer O'Brien, Interim Superintendent of Richmond Community Schools. We have Darcy Talbot, 2020 Teacher of the Year, who unfortunately we didn't get to have a big blowout party for last year. We have John Weber, President of the Richmond Community Schools Board of Trustees, and Kelly McDermott, President of the Richmond Education Association. I also saw Aaron Stevens sneak in. He's way back there. And if there are any other board members that I've missed, please let me know. Oh, there's Nicole Stoltz. So welcome, welcome. At this time, John Weber will share some thoughts with us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here to celebrate you. If you know me, you know this is not my comfort zone. I don't like speaking in public. And so I had some friends at Charles Elementary help me do a little presentation.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
When I grow up, I want to be a construction worker.
When I grow up, I want to be a drag racer.
When I grow up, I want to be a football player.
When I grow up, I want to be an interior designer.
When I grow up, I want to be a marine biologist.
When I grow up, I want to be a fireman.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
When I grow up, I want to be a farmer.
I grow up, I want to be an archaeologist.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
When I grow up, I want to be a YouTuber and a teacher.
When I grow up, I want to be an illustrator.
When I grow up, I want to be a NASA engineer.
When I grow up, I want to be a vet.
When I grow up, I want to be a YouTuber and a streamer.
When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer.
When I grow up, I want to become a computer programmer.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
So I would like to thank you all for making those dreams come true. Have a great afternoon.
Next, we'll be privileged to hear from Kelly McDermott, and following Kelly's remarks, we'll have Darcy Talbot who will address us.
Good afternoon and welcome. It's fantastic to see you all here. As I was looking at that and I saw I want to be a YouTuber and a teacher, I thought it's a kid who's been paying attention this year, because that's kind of what every teacher became. So this celebration of excellence has been going on for a number of years. As REA president, I've been privileged to attend it in this capacity. I think this is my 6th one, if I'm counting right, which is questionable because my math is awful. But I think this is number 6. And every year I find that there's something that one of these amazing folks brings to teaching that, for me, as a 33-year teacher, I remember when I was a young teacher looking at folks like me and thinking, will I ever get there? And when I do, what will that be like? Well, I can tell you as a 33-year teacher that I may have something to teach them, but I certainly learn an awful lot from our young teachers. They're creative, they're inspiring, and they help all of us that have been around for a while. And the veteran teachers we have here at Richmond are amazing. I'm honored to work with them. So it's my privilege to attend and represent REA and to say thank you to each and every one of you. And we are very proud of you and proud of what you represent for your buildings. So enjoy as you get to hear the amazing stories of the teachers of Richmond Community Schools. Thank you.
They told me to keep this short, but if you know my dad, Mr. Bryant, we have many words to say, but I will keep it as short as possible, I promise. It is such an honor to be here among such fabulous educators. Your colleagues chose you as Teacher of the Year during the most difficult school year in recent history. The celebration of excellence has always been one of my favorite events of the school year. To be able to watch fellow educators, support staff, friends of education, retirees, and administrators be recognized for their hard work is a true delight. Last year, like many things, this ceremony was different. I missed watching fellow educators be recognized for their hard work, and I want to give a shout out to those that had to miss that opportunity. Last March, our worlds were turned upside down, and many things had to change. One thing that never wavered was the determination that our adults have for our students. It was hard to ignore that education is the backbone of our society, and we cannot do this job without collaboration. Parents stepped up to the plate as teachers sent them resources to use at home with their children. Cafeteria workers stood outside, rain or shine, to pass out breakfast and lunch throughout the week for our young ones. Bus drivers drove through neighborhoods to deliver food bags to students. RCS teachers and principals across the district participated in Zoom meetings to collaborate and created Padlets each week to cover the remaining standards for the year. Teachers went out of their comfort zone and put themselves on video to reach students. Some teachers even went a step further and delivered end-of-year awards or supplies to their students' homes. Principals and schools hosted virtual field days, announcements, and spirit days. My husband was my team teacher at home, and we traded off times to have Zoom meetings with our students, shared ideas, and he would even create drill videos for his football players so they could stay in shape at home. We also found more time to make memories with our own children. This was a time to focus less on academics and more on the well-being of our students and our own families. As teachers adjusted to the new normal, we knew that the school year looming in August would be the most difficult we had ever faced. There were many unanswered questions, and regardless, we did what teachers do, and we went in and got our rooms ready for the new school year. We taught students in class and some students virtually at home. Some teachers did this simultaneously. Teachers continued to make the curriculum exciting and engaging for their students, all while keeping them distanced and masked. Luckily, we didn't have to do this alone. We had the support of other teachers, parents, office staff, principals, paras, custodians, counselors, and our school nurses, just to name a few. There was so much to learn this year, but one thing that stood out to me the most was that collaboration is the key to the best learning in our classrooms. We must share the workload and trust each other to do what is best for our kids. I personally would not have made it through this year without my team. 2021 Teachers of the Year, you were chosen this year because you went above and beyond to make this a successful year for your students. Regardless of the circumstances, you showed up each day with positivity and no excuses. We are so lucky to have educators like you that can sit on this stage each year and represent their schools with pride, especially a year like this one. Congratulations to all of you.
At this time, if I could have Mrs. O'Brien and Ms. McDermott go to the floor in front of the stage, and we'll present the awards for Rising Star. Sorry to make you go in this fast. Rising Stars, as we call your name, please come to the front of the stage. to receive your award and remain there until all Rising Stars have been recognized. The Rising Star Award is to recognize teachers with no more than 3 years' experience who have demonstrated exemplary performance and outstanding leadership. Buildings were asked to nominate up to 2 Rising Stars. The 2021 Rising Stars are Rebecca Hunt from Crestdale Elementary, Jeremy Laird from Crestdale Elementary, Natalie Miller from Dennis Intermediate, Julia Kennedy from Hibberd, Aaron Caraway from Dennis Intermediate, Abby Bussey from Richmond High School, AJ Cox from Richmond High School, Samantha Bennett from Starr Elementary, Nathan Trawick from Starr Elementary, Jennifer James from Test Intermediate, and Lexi McMahon from Vaile Elementary. And these are your Rising Stars for 2021. Thank you very much. It won't be long, and we'll see a few of them up here, I think. So, very good. Next will be our Teacher of the Year awards. If Ms. McDermott and Ms. O'Brien can climb the steps, and then we will give them, to give the Teachers of the Year candidates their bells. Diane Willis from Crestdale. Year after year, Mrs. Willis fosters a love for learning for all of her students in her kindergarten classroom. Using her magic wand and pixie dust, she makes learning fun and encourages creativity. If you were to spend a day in her room, you would see a literacy-rich classroom filled with students writing and illustrations. Mrs. Willis is highly effective and is dedicated to the academic success of each student. Her students have great respect for her because, even though she pushes them to give their all, they know she cares about them. In addition to providing top-notch experiences for her students, Mrs. Willis also is willing to do whatever is needed to support others. Whether it is hosting future teachers to learn in her classroom or serving on school committees, Mrs. Willis's commitment to the success of Crestdale is evident. Mrs. Willis is well respected and appreciated by all. Mrs. Willis models lifelong learning. She actively seeks professional development opportunities and is willing to try new strategies and methodologies. She tackles any new technology initiative with a positive attitude and shares her knowledge with others. All of this and much more is why Mrs. Willis is an excellent representative as Crestdale Teacher of the Year. Stephanie Lunsford, Dennis Intermediate. It has been my pleasure to work with Stephanie Lunsford for the last 4 years as her principal. She's an excellent educator and is always looking for opportunities to better herself and gain new skills. Mrs. Lunsford is a teacher who leads with her heart. She is concerned about her students' needs beyond the classroom and looks for ways to support them through all necessary channels. Mrs. Lunsford is always a reflective practitioner, always looking to better herself and her craft. She has taken the lead for our school's literacy initiatives and worked many hours to ensure our events are well coordinated with fellow teachers and community members to serve our students and parents. I'm proud to have Mrs. Lunsford as Teacher of the Year representative for Dennis Intermediate School. Kelly Isenbarger, Fairview Elementary. Kelly Isenbarger's official job title may be instructional coach, but on the Fairview Elementary team, she can and does play just about every position on the field. She is always ready and eager to help out in any way she can, whether that means filling in for the principal when she was out the first week of school because her daughter had COVID, helping in the cafeteria, helping with testing, helping with behavior issues, etc. Note the helping. This is one of Kelly's hallmarks. Kelly's knowledge of literacy and mathematics is an invaluable asset to both our teachers and students. When working with teachers, she patiently listens to what they might need for the classrooms and gets right to work on finding resources to make things happen. Kelly has taught in the classroom, been a reading recovery teacher, and now, as an instructional coach, her experience and willingness to learn in her profession has gained her the love and respect of her peers, as well as the hearts of our students. She is a Fairview Lion through and through, and we are lucky, grateful that she is part of our pride. Amy Pierson, Hibberd. Amy Pierson is in her 27th year of teaching. Amy teaches math in both the Logos and early college programs. She has previously served on the 8-step team as well as the safety team. She currently serves as a building representative for the Richmond Education Association. Amy is best described as being organized and has an orderly approach to accomplishing an assignment or task. Amy does an excellent job of monitoring student progress and helping students who need academic support. She also works with students' families, developing plans to help students become more successful. Amy is a huge Kentucky Wildcat fan and often can be seen wearing UK apparel. Congrats to the Hibberd selection for the 2020-2021 Teacher of the Year. Emily Philpot, RHS. Emily goes above and beyond every single day in the classroom in our RHS alternative program. She is purposeful in engaging her students in their learning, holding them to high expectations, and helping them understand the importance of being a 21st century citizen of the world. In addition to the daily task of taking care of their mental health and basic Maslow's needs, walking into her classroom, you immediately sense a true community of learners, but more importantly, a family atmosphere, as Emily is dynamic in balancing the academic and social emotional needs of her students. Emily is a life coach to her students, as well as promoting the importance of their attaining a high school diploma and being lifelong learners. Even more, Emily teaches her students the importance of serving others with her development and implementation of a community food pantry grocery giveaway every Thursday. That is run solely by her and the alternative students, providing our community and students with needed food. She is passionate about sharing the successes of our alternative education, as witnessed by her presentation at the 2019 National Alternative Education Association Conference. To our RHS Alternative Education Program English teacher, Emily Philpot, teaching is more than a profession, it is a calling. Christine Bertsch, Starr Elementary. It is a privilege to work alongside Christine Bertsch the past 2 years at Starr Elementary. During my short time at Starr, I quickly recognized that Ms. Bertsch is a staple in the Starr community. Students past and present remember Ms. Bertsch for her high expectations, caring personality, and love for Coca-Cola. Ms. Bertsch's colleagues respect her for her passion for student success and overall fun-loving nature. Ms. Bertsch gets to know every student in her classroom. She teaches students how to be problem solvers and helps students acknowledge their unique strengths to help them overcome their struggles. Starr is fortunate to be able to recognize Ms. Bertsch as the 2021 Teacher of the Year. Sally Riley, Test Intermediate. Students don't often remember what lessons teachers teach on a day-to-day basis, but what they always remember is how a teacher makes them feel. Mrs. Riley has a way of making her students feel welcome, needed, and important. The delicate balance she achieves in meeting the social-emotional needs of students is countered only by her undeniable ability to expect their very best and to immediately recognize it when she sees it. They are heard, they are seen, they feel important in the classroom and know that their compliance is about so much more than pleasing Sally. It is also about pleasing themselves, allowing them to be the best version of who they are. Sally also understands that the content she teaches is a vehicle for self-expression, an outlet for preteen angst, and an opportunity to learn as much as she possibly can about each student she serves. Under her watchful gaze, students explore multiple writing genres, read stories and books written by authors from around the world, and express their feelings about their reading and adventurous prose. Richmond Community Schools could not be better represented by anyone other than Sally Riley. Test Intermediate is better because she is there. Traci West, Vaile Elementary. Miss West has been an integral part of Vaile. She serves as a special education teacher for Vaile and works with students in kindergarten through 4th grade. Traci's job requires patience, flexibility, and high-quality problem solving on a daily basis. She handles each day as a new day. Upon entering her classroom, students' needs, academically, socially, and physically, are being met. Miss West provides a safe environment where her students are able to grow and learn. She develops lessons that are differentiated to meet the needs of each student and engage them with a whole child approach. Miss West participates on several committees at Vaile. She was named the lead of our environmental safety leadership team. This team works not only on the physical aspect of a safe environment, but also the overall cultural experiences for both students and staff at Vaile. Her team spearheaded a project that added color and flair to our hallways and promoted the 7 habits of highly effective people. She delegates when needed and takes time to gather feedback from all of our stakeholders. Traci also spends time outside of school tutoring students at the Boys and Girls Club. Traci West, 2021 Vaile Elementary Teacher of the Year. Hannah Yount, Westview Elementary. Hannah has been a teacher at Westview Elementary School for the past 7 years. She spent 1 year in 2nd grade and has since found a home in 1st grade. She began her teaching journey with the idea that she wanted to inspire the youth of our community. She has continued that voyage by not only inspiring the youth, but also the teachers around her. One of her greatest joys was to be a grade-level partner with Billy Harrison, who was her favorite teacher all through school. Her favorite part of the day is teaching reading. She loves watching a student when they get it. Whether it be a new letter, sound, or a word, she is as excited as the students are when they understand what she taught them. Hannah Yount, 2021 Westview Elementary Teacher of the Year. At this time, we'll have Ms. Talbot join Ms. O'Brien and Ms. McDermott, and we will present the RCS Teachers of the Year. Teacher of the Year representatives provide information to the Teacher of the Year committee. Letters of recommendation as well as responses to writing prompts were provided. A list of criteria to be evaluated was provided to the candidates who decided to complete an application packet. A committee of former Teachers of the Year, administrators, and teachers reviewed the written materials, and selections of elementary and secondary teachers were made. The elementary, this is really important, listen up. The elementary and secondary Teacher of the Year will receive $500 to purchase supplies to enhance their classroom instruction. Please be sure to contact the HR office so that we can facilitate those expenditures. The elementary Teacher of the Year for 2021 is Diane Willis. The secondary Teacher of the Year is Emily Philpot. The RCS Teacher of the Year will receive an additional $500 to purchase supplies to enhance their classroom instruction. Please be sure to contact the HR office so that we can facilitate those expenditures. The RCS 2021 Teacher of the Year is Emily Philpot. Emily, you have an opportunity to address the masses here. So would you like to take a few minutes to speak to us?
Wow. I don't really have the words for this. So I'm just going to go with what I'm impressed to say. I want to thank my family, who could not be here, for all the sacrifices they've made over the years to enable me to do the things that I love, and that's being here for my students. Secondly, there's a whole lot of role models that got me where I am today in this moment. A couple of those are here today. One of those is Ray Wolpe, who's an absolute role model for how to build relationships and show compassion and love for students. So that in the end, it might take until tomorrow, or maybe it takes until the next day, but we all come out winners when we can do that. And the other are Josh Amix and Stephanie Baker, who have really shifted the paradigm of what assistant principals look like and what they do and what they're capable of. And for that leadership, I am extremely grateful. The other thing is I work with a whole bunch of great humans at Richmond High School. And first and foremost of those are my students, who teach me things every year. And each one of them are a piece and part of me as I go into the next year. And I take with them the things that I've learned that can make me a better person and a better teacher. And I hope to live up to the things that they think I am. And lastly, I just want to share, I feel impressed to share this. It's ways in which we affect each other, in ways you may not perceive as the doer of this, because it can seem so small and so insignificant. But it impressed me. So last August, in a pandemic year, I was working the food pantry with some students. It was pretty warm out there. As we changed up how we do things, and we learned to do a drive-through system, so that kept us out in the heat. Mrs. O'Brien, who had been in the high school apparently for some meetings, on her way back to the administration building, stopped and asked us how we were doing. Were we okay? Could we use some water? Now, in sharing this, I realized she probably doesn't even remember this act, but it left a mark on me. She got us some ice-cold bottles of water, and the acting superintendent brought that back to us. Again, it's a small thing that left a mark on me. The person who showed stellar leadership to get us through this year, successfully, I think, had the time to serve us water in the middle of all the busy things she was doing. And I'm grateful for that. Another lesson. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. At this time, Kelly and Darcy, you can have a seat. And Mr. Weber, please join Ms. O'Brien on the floor as we present the next set of awards. The Friend of Education Award goes to those in the community who have given outstanding support or service to the Richmond Community Schools. We thank all of you for your support, and we appreciate your efforts. The committee narrowed the nominees to a maximum of 2 per building. As I read your names, please come to the front of the stage to receive your certificate. The Stan Koschlein Family Foundation, Dennis Intermediate. Shannon Mullins Communities in Schools, Crestdale Elementary. Life Springs Church South, Dennis Intermediate. Tim Davis, Richmond Police Department, Fairview Elementary. Corey George, Richmond High School. Office Max, Starr Elementary. Jenny O'Brien, the Boys and Girls Club. Test Intermediate. And George Clinton, Vaile Elementary. The Friend of Education goes to Tim Davis, Richmond Police Department. Officer Davis has been visible in Richmond Community Schools for years. In fact, we went to school together, so that shows you how long he's been in Richmond Community Schools. He consistently, positively interacts with our students in all grades. He is always visible with a smile, except when he's maxed up, willing to chip in and help in any way he can. Faces light up when he enters the building as he starts talking to students and staff alike. Officer Davis knows no strangers, ready to give all a fist bump, high five, or an approving nod. Officer Tim Davis. Thank you all. The Support Person of the Year award goes to a support person who gives outstanding service to our schools. The committee narrowed the nominees to a maximum of 2 per building. As I read your names, please come to the front of the stage to receive your certificate. This year's nominees include Malia Miller, Charles Elementary. Nancy Spurlock, Charles Elementary. Christy Anderson, Crestdale Elementary. Alicia Winters, Dennis Intermediate. Kathy Dillman, Fairview Elementary. Daryl Morgan, Hibberd. Deb Strasner, Richmond High School. Michael Morris, Test Intermediate. Lauren Ogden, Starr and Hibberd. And Trey Skinner, Vaile Elementary. We could not get it all done without each of you and the rest of our wonderful support staff. Thank you for all you do. We appreciate your hard work, your dedication, and the outstanding service that you all give to make sure students have the best education possible. This year's Support Person of the Year is Daryl Morgan. Daryl is Hibberd's go-to person when a sub is not filled. He is a hard worker, and we can always count on his help. Students and staff love Daryl Morgan. Thank you. The Administrator of the Year award goes to an instructional leader who demonstrates exemplary ability to effectively promote and implement the principles and beliefs expressed in the RCS mission statement. We received so many nominations, I ask at this time that all RCS administrators please stand. Thank you for all you do. The award for Administrator of the Year is Josh Amix and Stephanie Baker. RHS Assistant Principals Josh Amix and Stephanie Baker are visionary and passionate leaders that get things done and make things happen for RHS, the Richmond community, and most importantly, our RHS and RCS students. This dynamic duo of game changers have been instrumental in improving the culture of RHS and the way we now focus on changing behaviors with positive interactions, restorative practices, understanding the teen brain, coupled with the creation this year of a community youth task force to help ensure that we do not have to continue to have empty seats at graduation from youth violence. Their accomplishments are numerous and impactful, focusing on the social emotional trauma needs of our students. Handle with Care was implemented after spring break due to the persistent and dedicated efforts of Steph and Josh, who championed the program, enlisted the support of all RCS schools and the Community Youth Task Force, and then trained the district in HWC. In addition, at RHS, they created reset areas for students, interacted with students through games at lunch, created the positive principal princess recognition of staff and training in SEL. Holding high expectations for themselves and others, Steph and Josh have a vision and a purpose to make a difference, which has driven this team of educators' efforts with students, staff, and their call to action for our community is inspiring. I not only applaud, I give Steph, Josh, a standing ovation for the passion to be the change. Thank you. At this time, we'll recognize years of service. We thank these individuals for their leadership and dedication to education. At your career milestone, we honor you for the part you play in maintaining our commitment to excellence. When I call your name, please come forward to accept your gift. The following have 20 years of service. Rachel Burdett, Charles Elementary. Jeannie Hendricks, Test Intermediate. Rusty Hensley, Richmond High School. Melissa Jordan, Starr Elementary. Gregory Coucher, Hibberd. Crystal Lynch Hussein, Richmond High School. Jennifer O'Brien, Central Office. Emily Redder, Crestdale Elementary. Denise Selm, Richmond High School. Jennifer Service, Fairview Elementary. Whitney Chereau, Starr Elementary. And Michael Yount, Warner. Thank you for your years of service. I think I heard Bridget say smile. Okay. Smile with your eyes. 25 years of service. Cynthia Kate, Civic Hall. Vicki Sane, Richmond High School. Traci West, Vaile Elementary. Amy Zimmerman, Westview Elementary. Thank you. The following 30 years of service. Sheila Davis, Charles Elementary. And 40 years of service from Dennis Intermediate, Ronald Seeney. Today, we celebrate and recognize individuals retiring at the end of this school year. We humbly say farewell to our outstanding friends. Please come forward as I call your name. Debbie Baker, Warner. Kendra Bryant, Hibberd. Janet Elstro, Central Office. Jeffrey Ingerman, Warner. John Johnson, Starr Elementary. Pam Lips, Central Office. And Sue Mann, Fairview Elementary. These are our retirees. At this time, we have a couple of special recognitions that we would like to share with you. The first one, if we could have Cynthia Schneider please come forward. We are so excited to honor Miss Cindy Schneider for her 17 years as a one-on-one paraprofessional with Derek. She and Derek began their time together when he started kindergarten. He will age out of RCS this year, and Cindy has been with him through this entire journey. She is such an example. The way she interacts with people from all backgrounds, she advocates for all kids and is so passionate for all students. We plan on Cindy returning even though Derek is aging out, and we want to honor her commitment and loyalty to such a fabulous young man. Cindy's Facebook post mentioned that she was there when Mom dropped Derek off at school as a kindergartner, and she's been with him ever since. So quite a remarkable journey they've had. Thank you, Cindy. The second special recognition that's kind of special for this time is for Loretta Ellett. Loretta, can you come up? For 40 years, Loretta Ellett called Fairview Elementary home. And not surprisingly, those who were fortunate enough to work with her thought of her as family. She is truly one of the sweetest people you could ever hope to meet, and she brought that warm smile and endearing demeanor with her to work every single day. Loretta's interaction with the students was quite unique, as she treated each of them like an adopted grandchild. Her nurturing personality made quick but meaningful bonds with many of those children who still remember her fondly to this day. When the morning bell rang out, Loretta was there, ready to roll up her sleeves and get to work. When a volunteer was asked for, she was always first to raise a hand. If help was needed on a given project or task, Loretta always stepped up and offered assistance. When it comes to work ethic, she was the gold standard. Her 40 years of dedication to and love for Fairview Elementary being honored here today will continue to echo through our halls for many years to come. Thank you, Loretta. Today, you've heard but just a few snapshots, or seen a few snapshots of all the great things that happen in Richmond Community Schools. And as has been mentioned earlier, none of this could happen without all of you. Even if you didn't get a certificate or get an award, it couldn't happen with all of you helping us on a daily basis to make our kids better. I'd like to thank you all for coming today, and I'd like to thank all those who watched via the web, to recognize those who represent dedication, excellence, and commitment to education in Richmond Community Schools. A special thanks to John Cook, Cindy Kate, and Mike Rogan for their care of this beautiful venue, and Jim Russell for providing the streaming today. And thank you to my executive assistant, Lisa Fott, for all that she did today in getting ready for this. As a reminder, we'd like to have all the Teacher of the Year candidates please remain on stage for pictures immediately following the dismissal. Thank you all.